we are back and in full swing. Now, in a very interesting revelation, it is from the Foster General Muhoozi, the CDF of UPDF, the Chief of Defense Forces of Uganda People's Defense Forces. That is the CDF, Chief of Defense Forces. And of course, recently they made actually a very they made the UPDF establishment that gives powers to the CDF to run affairs of UPDF. If you can reflect here, I think I've seen some appointments now coming directly from the CDF. The commander-in-chief, I think we are rarely seeing these appointments, but now the appointments are from the CDF. This means the CDF now has powers to appoint and to dismiss, or to say please, powers to retire. So in a very interesting revelation today, the CDF, the Foster General Muhoozi, via his official Twitter handle that boasts with 1.1 million followers on X, has made a revelation concerning with the politics of Uganda. This comes, you can see very well that this revelation is about it is coming like the way the revelation, the announcement of Norbert Mao, how it came. If you can remember very well, General Muhoozi tweeted about how he would wish to work with the DP President General Norbert Mao, and from that point we saw this Norbert Mao being appointed as a minister in the government of President Museveni, as a minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs. So it was just like a joke. We saw it just as a joke, and I could work with Norbert Mao, but surprisingly we saw him being appointed. So the same thing with this Norbert Mao. You never know. The same thing with this Mpuuga, who is the president, the interim president, or the founding member of the Democratic Front. According to General Muhoozi, says via the X handle, says Mpuuga is someone I respect and want to work with. No one will touch him. I look forward to working with him. You can see that looking forward of working with him automatically indicates that there may be some talks, or there are talks. Then the assurance of saying no one will touch him, that one is already safety is guaranteed. Like how we see some politicians, they are being untouchable, they are doing their things, they are campaigning, like some politicians in Uganda that I won't mention, but some, they can't be accepted to hold some rallies. Well, that's what we see in Uganda's politics. But according to the Foster General, Mpuuga is someone that now is under pipeline to work with the NRM government. It's not interesting, of course. For those who have been following politics of Uganda, and we saw recently, if I can take you back, we saw in 2021, you saw how we were actually in campaigns, but after campaigns, actually we're in campaigns, and the deputy president of the Forum for Democratic Change, that is Joyce Nabosebugwao, former, by then the FDC president by then, because the constitution of FDC say that if the presidents, these sitting presidents of FDC party, the party presidents are in the campaigns. They have to leave the position of the president to the vice president to run the affairs of the party. Now, by that time, that position had Joyce Nabosebgwao. And after the election, after the swearing in of the president, we saw this Joyce Nabosebgwao being appointed as a minister. Actually, the list came with her as one of the most opposition ministers on the list, and everyone was shocked how she could run the affairs of the party. And of course, when there was that condition of being linked to the NRM, I think this is something that we can see, or that we can envision, that there may be some conversational talks with Mathias Mpuuga, who is the member of parliament for Nyendo Mukongwe and the former leader of opposition, and also same time the current parliamentary commissioner of parliament. Mpuuga is a member, of course, is mostly remembered for accepting, or for being appreciated, receiving an appreciation from Parliament Commission of 500 million Uganda shillings. 500 million Uganda shillings. This is the most controversial story about Mathias Mpuuga, a man who was once feared and respected in the politics of Uganda. I have seen a lot of tantamounts on Mathias Mpuuga. I've seen a lot of comments, a lot of conversations, a lot of stories, different criticism from different angles, and sometimes we see as far as in media, we see how people are communicating their opinions, and of course that's how we end some days. But there are a lot of controversial stories. You see how I think I remember how the late Segrinya was died and buried, massacre. So many stories that have been there running between Mpuuga, and I think recently assured Ugandan that he gonna run for president. He gonna the Democratic Front gonna front on all positions, gonna front leaders on all positions of the country. So that's what Mpuuga assured members of the Democratic Front. Of course, the Democratic Front. Of course, the Democratic Alliance, Democratic Front. Yeah. Mpuuga also has some members like Joyce Bagala, but of course, just recently we saw Joyce Bagala at the NUP party headquarters picking forms of interest to run as a member of parliament for Mutiana municipality again. But well, I can't know. That NUP card, they're getting the NUP card. I saw Joyce Bagala really trying to picking interest forms, and he returned the forms, by the way, to the party office, to the party election management committee. I think now her form or applications is under review by the electoral management committee, the National Unity Platform. Of course, even some people like the likes of former Uganda Young Democrats members, the likes of Bukaku, and many others, they are now Even the Masaka one member of parliament, Masaka City one member of parliament, is also behind Matthias Mpuuga. Well, we're gonna maybe keep updating you on what's happening about Mpuuga and the other parties. Of course, we are heading to this very, very busy season, and of course, our work is just to give you updates. Our work is just to give you updates and to keep you in the know. Now, you can share with us your thoughts. What do you think of the cooperation or the coalition of Mpuuga and PLU ahead of the 2026-2031 election, and of course Uganda's political leadership? So share with us your thoughts and your opinion and let us know in the comment section. Thank you for watching, and we love you. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and of course give a thumb up to this video.